May it please Your Royal Highness, on behalf of the Steering Committee of Princess Julapon Science High Schools and the Organizing Committee of the Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023, I humbly take this opportunity to express our deepest appreciation to Your Royal Highness for graciously presiding over the opening ceremony of the Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023. This year, we are delighted to have over 800 participants from 67 schools taking part in the science fair, including administrators, teachers, and students from 12 Princess Julapon Science High Schools, partner schools, other science high schools in Thailand, and students from super science high schools and Kosen institutes of Japan. Further, it's a great privilege and honor to have two outstanding educators today. Professor Dr. Naito Tomoyuki, the Vice President of Kobe Institute of Computing from Japan, and Associate Professor Dr. Nonglak Meethong, a lecturer from the Department of Physics in the Faculty of Science, Khon Kaen University, joining us today to present the plenary lectures. With Your Royal Highness' permission, we will begin today's proceedings with the oral presentations from two groups of students from Thailand and Japan. On this occasion, may I humbly request Your Royal Highness to deliver the inaugural address to all participants of the Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023. May it please Your Royal Highness.
It is my great pleasure to preside over the opening ceremony of the Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023. I deeply appreciate your commitment to this inaugural science fair organized to promote academic cooperation between science schools in Thailand and Japan. The youth represent the future of all nations, encouraging innovative thinking and problem-solving skills from a young age. It essentially constitutes an investment in the long-term development of a country. To foster innovation among youth, it is important to provide them with the necessary education, resource, mentorship, and offer programs that challenge young minds. Supporting initiatives that promote innovation can all play a significant role in preparing a high-quality workforce and driving national development. This conference aims to provide opportunities for young people from Thailand and Japan with a passionate enthusiasm for science, mathematics, and technology to mutually exchange their scientific knowledge as well as their cultural awareness. It also offers students a learning opportunity that will prepare them for future advanced science education. I am certain that this conference will not only strengthen academic cooperation, but also fortify the friendships forged among Thai and Japanese youth, making the inception of collaboration among the new generation of intellectuals who will propel the world forward through science, technology, and innovation. I hope that in the future, these students will emerge as academic leaders, researchers, inventors, and innovators who play pivotal roles in generating knowledge and innovation to foster everlasting sustainability in both our nation and global society. I now declare the Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023 open and wish all participants every success in your deliberations.
สวัสดีทุกท่านที่ร่วมงานไทยเจแปนคนหลั่งไหลทั่วแคว้นเหนือใต้ไทยอีสานวิชาการเลิศล้ำนำสู่มหกรรมทำประโยชน์แก่แผ่นดินวิทยานานเมืองทะเลภูเขาเฮาสุดหนาวในสยามดอกไม้งามสามฤดูทินที่อยู่พระอริยสงฆ์มันคงความสะอาดวาดฟ้อนบุญไทยเลยประเพณีที่เฮาเคยเลยร่วมบุญกันโดนแล้วหันแนวบุญหลวงนี่ประเพณีไทยเลยบุญหลวงนี่ประเพณีไทยเลยเสียงสมเสยเลยห่วมสืบสานเสินทาเวเสร็จตุดสงการสุขสรานบังไฟมวนไหลเรือล้นพอผ่านพ้นจนจอสัมหาเดือน7ละลางแล้วแนวนี้พี่ตาโคนโหลดเป็นวิธีลวดได้ลีลาดีแม่นพี่ด้านซ้ายยัวละหยาดย้ายกำปลายภูเขาพี่บุงเต้าเดิมเขานานมาเขียนสีลงทั่วหน่วยใบหน้าหูกยักษาบารมีไทยบุญสิเกือนุนนำพาศาสนาพุทธนาว่าบันพดผู้เรือนั้นอีคนน้ำนาเศร้าเสียงคานเหตุโบราณวายวานก่อฝนเดือน6ได้เหตุให้หอนหนพี่คนน้ำบ้าบนเหตุเกิดฝนตกมาสร้างสรรค์สิ้นไทยเลยหักษาสร้างสรรค์สิ้นไทยเลยหักษาพี่ตาโคนบ่ซาลีลาเต้นมวนดีฟังคำพี่คนน้ำหน้าเศร้าพี่พุงเต้าผู้เรืองามเรือ3ทีนี่หันแนว
Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023, 19 to 23 December 2023 at Princess Julapon Science High Schooler. The Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023 at Princess Julapon Science High Schooler is an academic event which brings on-site participation from the following schools: 18 super science high schools of Japan, Kosen Institutes of Japan, 24 high schools from all parts of Thailand, 12 Princess Julapon Science High Schools from all parts of Thailand, 'The Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023 is an important step for inspiring high school students to become interested in science, emphasizing projects in physics, chemistry, biology, computer science, and mathematics. Thus, it is believed that all student projects will benefit our partnerships among Thai and Japanese students and teachers as well. The advances in projects play a wonderful role in the development of industry, agriculture, healthcare, and other activities for driving our economy and society to become a BCG innovator in national development. In addition, there are also activities to gain STEM knowledge through problem-solving situations, using science with hands-on learning resources such as field trips, exchanging knowledge and experiences of administrators and teachers to develop learning management skills, increasing science, mathematics, and technology skills by listening to inspiring lectures from leading scientists and cultural exchanges between the two countries. Thank you for being part of our dreams. We truly hope that the Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023 is a great challenge for students, fostering stronger friendships among the new generation of Japan and Thailand. Welcome to the Thailand-Japan Student Science Fair 2023. Hope you are ready to share, learn, and enjoy.
May it please Your Royal Highness, my name is Jirapha Khantong.
And my name is Kunpiya Masan.
We come from Princess Julaport Science High School, Pisnulog, which is located in the northern part of Thailand. And we would like to present you about our science project entitled Kaito Clove, clove containing chitosan film for enhanced protection of cultivated bananas against crown rot disease.
Banana is an important economic crop of Thailand. When comparing the yield to the selling price, it was found that farmers suffer losses, partly due to poor quality output. Furthermore, a problem of post-harvest bananas is susceptibility to terminal rot disease. The fungus that causes this disease is Fusarium, and the herb that we are interested to study is clove, which is able to inhibit fungal growth and will help to control incidence of disease. The use of natural film to cover or coat the surface is another way to prevent banana disease. Chitosan has an inhibitory effect against microbes and can be obtained from the shells of crustaceans and insects. It doesn't cause environmental pollution and is biodegradable. Chitosan is resistant to high temperature and can be easily adhered to the skin. It can be formed into a clear, sticky film and can be used to wrap food directly, and has the ability to inhibit microorganisms that can cause the spoilage of fruits as well. Therefore, we are interested to developing our formulation of chitosan film, which contain active substance from clove, for control rot disease in bananas caused by fungi. For our objectives, first, study the suitable solvent for clove extracts for antifungal function. Second, determine the minimum inhibitory concentration of clove extract in inhibiting growth of Fusarium. Third, develop an appropriate formulation of chitosan film containing clove herb extract. And fourth, study the efficacy of chitosan film in controlling crown rot disease on banana.
And for our methodology, first, we find a suitable solvent for extracting phytochemicals from clove and studied on yield percentage, antifungal activity, and the amount of phytochemical. Next, we determined the minimum inhibitory concentration, or MIC, of clove extract to inhibit Fusarium. And then we vary concentration of clove extract in chitosan film and cast the mixture into chitoclove film and find the best concentration of clove to inhibit Fusarium. And the last method is we find the best concentration of chitoclove that against crown rot disease in bananas. And for the result, first, ethanol 95% is the suitable solvent to extracting clove. This yields a lot of phytochemical and also environmentally friendly. And our MIC, or minimum inhibitory concentration of clove extract, is 50,000 ppm to inhibit the Fusarium fungi. And then we vary the concentration of clove in our film solution. After that, we cast the film into chitoclove film. And set 4 is the best formula film, which had 200,000 ppm of clove concentration. And then we apply our chitoclove film in real bananas. And the most effective concentration of clove that can inhibit crown rot disease in banana is set 4, or 200,000 ppm of clove concentration. So we can conclude that ethanol 95% is suitable solvent for extracting clove, and formula 4, or 200,000 ppm, is the best chitoclove to apply on bananas. And last but not least, we are looking forward to continuing our science project, which is in these following ways. First is to study the antifungal effects of other herbal extracts. Second, study film formation in other types of application, such as liquid film or gel film. And the last one is study the efficacy of chitoclove film in other type of fruits. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you, arigatou gozaimasu, and ขอบคุณค่ะ May it please your Royal Highness.
May it please Your Royal Highness. My name is Hyuna Goto. I would like to present my project entitled The Fusion of Earthquake Pulse Contraction in Thailand Traditional State House. However, Colin is not here because he is sick. Sorry. We study about architecture at Toyota National College of Technology. We started this project because there was a big earthquake in Japan in 2011. We saw many videos of houses clapping, but I think house is a place where you should feel safe in. So we wanted to make a new simple yet strong structure so that people around the world could feel safe in their homes. Well, I'm going to start with problem. At the present time, Japan is known as a country with many earthquakes. But however, Thailand, as a result, strong earthquake weren't observed in the central part of Thailand, but some were observed in the north and west regions. The purpose of this research is to make a new seismic structure that can be done with our knowledge. So we did a simple experiment. Let me show you how to make the model we used for our experiment. First, we used terrain board to make 150 mm framework cube. Each bottom of the lot will be 5 mm square. Second, add a lot to opposite side. Third, add a lot on top and bottom surfaces. Here, the base model is completed. Then, we will add a lot on the two remaining sides with different conditions. The requirements for the water to be used are up to 300 million per side. By experimenting with different conditions, we can find out which structure is the best. Next, I will describe the experimental method. First, the bottom of the model. First, fix the bottom of the model to the floor. Second, use a stick strap with hook on each end. Attach the center of the strap to the top of the model using a clip. Third, hook on both ends of the strap to the measuring instrument. Finally, apply a force of 0.5 Newton at each time by pulling the instrument and measure how many distance the model moves. In this case, we will use the maximum volume appear the instrument. The result of experiment show that there are two types of earthquake pulse contraction: strain-resistant type structure and ductile-resistant type structure. Look at the left picture. Model 1, 2, 3, and 6 are strain-resistant type structure. Model 4 and 5 are ductile-resistant type structure. I will introduce a characteristic of these types. Strain-resistant type structure has a high seismic performance when the brace was placed in compression against horizontal force. In addition, the strength increased by inserting triangular pairs at both ends of the brace. In ductile-resistant type structure, horizontal members absorb more energy than vertical members. In conclusion, the following two things can be said from these results. The first, the strain-resistant structure is good at power to withstand shaking. The second, ductile-resistant type structure is good at absorbing shaking. For this reason, these two structures are important for building strong earthquake-proof structure. We use knowledge obtained from our experiment to come up with student house that fusion Japanese technology. Strain-resistant type structure was used between the first floor and pillar that sticks into the ground. Ductile-resistant type and strain-resistant type structure was both operated to the wall. That brings us to the end of our presentation. May it please Your Royal Highness.
May it please Your Royal Highness. My name is Tomoyuki Naito. I'm a Vice President and Professor at the Graduate School of Information Technology, Kobe Institute of Computing, Japan. Today I'm very much privileged to deliver this keynote speech about the title, the AI, Artificial Intelligence for Good. The future needs your skills and knowledge. Your Highness, let me just begin the presentation. Today, I really pleased to deliver this keynote speech once again. Then today, I really like to focus to deliver my speech, my message, especially to the students coming from two countries, both Thailand and Japan. 18 schools from the super science high schools from Japan, 13 Khon Kaen Institute, and 18 selected high schools from Thailand, and last but not least, 12 Princess Chulabon Science High School students. Dear students, my simple question to you today, why you learn science and technology? You have a lot of reasons. You have many reasons. Your parents had a reason for you to learn science and technology. And you yourself have a reason to learn science and technology. For those who are coming from high schools from Thailand, maybe some of you have imagined that this kind of people, very famous scientists, or the very famous Thailand biochemistry researchers, the Professor Dr. Yunyus Yutabon. He is also well known, very famous in Japan. Actually, he is a kind of the well known and he contributed the science planning administrator in Thailand. He was played a very much key role in the establishment of Ministry of Science and Technology in Thailand, as well as the National Science and Technology Development Agency back in 1980s, as well as the 1990s. Then after that, as many of you have already known that he became the Minister of Science and Technology, as well as he became a lot of the important roles. Then the reason why I'm picking up himself besides a lot of many other famous and contributed scientists are existing in Thailand, is that his big contribution about his research about malaria. Because in the world, over 600,000 people died in malaria every year. Every year. It is not a small numbers, as you can imagine. Like Dr. Kajita, who presented to this year the science fair back in during the COVID time, he discovered neutrino oscillations. That's why he received the Nobel Prize in physics. Like these professors from Japan, Professor Shuji Nakamura, Professor Hiroshi Amano, as well as Professor Isamu Akasaki, they jointly invented the blue light emitting diodes, in short, LEDs. The reason why I'm picking up those four scientists is that, for example, Dr. Kajita, his research about the neutrino oscillators, this research will lead to to solve the mysteries of the sun. And those three also received the Nobel Prize for physics. The researchers, Professor Nakamura, Professor Amano, and Professor Akasaki, their research already contributed, led to invent many electrical products, especially these kind of things, smartphone. Without their invention, without their researches, actually smartphone could not be conveniently utilized by ourselves at this moment. By the way, students, we are living in what kind of era? We are living in what kind of industry era, you think? Back in 18th century, let's say 1784, the first industrial revolution happened. That was a kind of era of steam generation. That was a very simple mechanism, but it was a kind of the big change for the people in the world. That was 18th century. 19th century, almost 100 years later after the first revolution, first industrial revolution, second industrial revolution coming. That was about the electricity. We are using electricity everywhere right now. The electricity is one of the biggest, actually, the invention, or biggest findings for us to enjoy, or for us to overcome many things. 1967, I can say, that is the 20th century, almost same as or closer to the other year where I was born. Third Industries Revolution. It is about silicon-based microprocessors. You will say that it's a kind of the computers. Computing is almost accelerated by these semiconductors. Then now, I can say today, December 20th, 2023, what kind of era you are living in? What kind of era we are living in? It is a fourth industrial revolution. Fourth industrial revolution is a kind of cyber physical systems are actually influencing our society, influencing our world. So that we can say that we are living in a kind of era of artificial intelligence, AI. AI is everywhere right now. We use AI everywhere. But if we come back to the kind of the short history of AI, AI was actually developed and produced almost 50 or 60 years back. But I'm talking about the current AI. When was the big milestone point? That was in 2012. As you know that the Google, they just published very one famous paper, which is about so-called Google's cat. It is about the face recognition and image recognition. So that was a kind of ignition to develop or to further develop the machine learning or even the deep learning. After that, maybe students, many of you have been using this one, the ChatGPT. It just released November 2022, almost a year ago. That was actually depending on the large language model, LLM, and natural language processing, NLP, as well as transformer. It's a kind of magic at that time. But magic goes on. This month, December 2023, Google just released a sort of the more advanced model of the GPT, which is called Gemini. Then Gemini is multimodal. Multimodal means that actually ChatGPT was based on the text, but the Gemini is multimodal. Gemini can approach to the from text to the movies, including code, image, sound, everything, as if Gemini play a role of your Gemini, which is your twins, to give you a much precise advice to you, how to understand, how to recognize, how to identify all those things surrounding you. So already the AIs, especially generative AI like ChatGPT or Gemini of Google's, the function of the image recognition, it's already surpassed the benchmarks of the human beings. It's already began to surpass back in 2010s, late back in 2010s. So we are definitely living in the era of AI, artificial intelligence. But here is my question. If you use AI, if you use generative AI, if the AI is already surrounding yourself, how you utilize AI for what? Climate change everywhere. In Japan, in Thailand, even in Africa, even in Latin America, anywhere, climate change. This year, Japan was experiencing extremely hot summers. Every day, extremely hot. I was in Japan almost the time in July and August, extremely hot. Actually, my age is 56, but it was my first time to experience that kind of hot summer, to be honest. You can imagine from this image that someone are fighting each other in somewhere, like these colored flags, Russia and Ukraine. It's not necessarily happen, but it is happening. Drought, still happening many parts in Africa region, not only Africa region, some part in other regions. Drought is part of the cause by the climate change, but global warming is really giving serious influence onto the people who are living in the very fragile situation like Africa, like the sub-Saharan Africa countries. One more trouble is also happening in a part of the Middle East. You have seen many news, many reports from the media every day that is happening in the part of the area of Palestine called Gaza. It's not necessarily happen. I mean, it doesn't have to be happen, but it is happening and still continuing. So again, why you learn science and technology? Why AI is necessary? How you are going to utilize AI for what? Like this kind of people. This gentleman is a Japanese. He is not necessarily a scientist, but he is a kind of innovator. He innovates everything. His name is Mr. Yutaka Tokushima. He's using 3D printing. He's using the 3D CAD design. He's using the existing machineries, existing technology, existing ideas to change dramatically something, which is to produce the processing leg, artificial leg, by using the 3D scanning, and that scanned data goes to the 3D CAD software and print by 3D printer. Then the length, the cost-wise, the cost of artificial leg or processes using the traditional method, it costs about 4,000 US dollars, very average price. And it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to produce just one artificial leg processes. But by using his method, Mr. Tokushima's method, actually he's running the company called InStream, the cost become 1/10, only 10%, 400 US dollars. Dramatically, he can reduce the cost. And time-wise, duration-wise, he can produce this white leg he is holding up in 24 hours. 3 to 4 weeks become 24 hours. So he is now using this method, or he has brought this method by using the support of the government of Japan to Ukraine right now, because many people are suffering from losing the leg in Ukraine. Maybe he will fly to Gaza later on. This is a part of the efforts from the Google. As I said, climate change, global warming, making people much more difficult than before, including myself, including yourself. Then Google is a private company, as you fully understand. Their purpose is, of course, they have to make money. However, they are also contributing to the world by using the power of AI. This is the Google's so-called flat hub. On the live status, you can understand, you can know that in the world, in a which part, in a which point, flood is happening, or flood would be happening in 1 hour. So you can predict from this the flood hub, so that the cost of the natural disaster management for each country, for respective countries, can be reduced in order to prepare for this kind of happening by using this AI-generated information. So again, why you learn science and technology? Because you're passionate about science and technology, of course. The question is, what are you going to do with what you have? I'm very impressed by the presentation from the Princess Chulabon High School student. Thank you so much. And I also impressed by the other student from Toyota Kosen. That was excellent. Actually, banana, the chemical analysis of banana, which can improve the productivity, which can improve the export. That is fine for Thailand. But more importantly, once you deepen your research, once you deepen your knowledge, once you deepen your skills, you can share your knowledge. You can share your result of your research to beyond Thailand, like Philippines, for example, like Taiwan, for example, like Ecuador, for example. All those countries are also producing banana, exporting to everywhere. Actually, once they also learn from yourself, their knowledge and skills also can be improved by your contribution. And the lady from the call center, the call center, your analysis about the anti-earthquake, the technology or the material analysis itself is very important, not only for Japan. Like Turkey, for example. Turkey also are facing a lot of the heavy earthquake almost every year. Taiwan, or even in Central Asia, other countries. The point is, your research, your knowledge, your skills, which you have obtained, you can share under the era of AI, under the era of even the SNS, social network services. That will make some huge differences. You live only once. You only live once. I live only once. I only live once. So, do what you feel passionate about. That's my key message of today for students coming from two countries, Thailand and Japan. Those people I mentioned today, of course, there are more people, there are more scientists, more famous people are existing around the world. So you guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from Thailand and Japan, you are eligible to be the scientists who use AI for good. Thank you so much. May it please your Royal Highness. Thank you so much.
May it please Your Royal Highness. My name is Associate Professor Dr. Nonglak Meethong. I'm from Faculty of Science, Khon Kaen University, and also the Director of UVO and Enterprise Unit of KKU. So today, I would like to, continuing on what Naito Sensei has been talking about, well, I want to speak to the audience, especially the students in the room. I'm very honored to be part of this Thailand and Japan Student Science Fair. This is actually my first time speaking to a lot of high school students, right? What I wanted to show you guys today is one of the examples that why we study science and technology. The very important aspect of studying science and technology is that we have to be able to turn science and technology into something impactful for yourself, for your family, for the country, and of course for the world, okay? So my work today that I will present to you is related to what we have been doing at Khon Kaen University for the past 15 years. We try to turn something that people think is waste and very low values. Those are White House ash and solar cell waste, and also salt that are deposited in the area, especially in this area of the country, in the northeast of Thailand, and turn that into something very useful and very impactful. We want to turn them into part of the lithium ion and sodium ion batteries, okay? So hopefully we enjoy this 20 minutes of my presentation, and I'll start with the importance of batteries, right? We all know the batteries are very important, and be very key part of the turning the world into net zero. We know that every country in the world is setting the goal to be net zero, right? In this picture, I just show some of the example. Japan, one of the example that has set the green growth strategy to be net zero by 2050. Thailand, our country, also has set the plan to be net zero by 2050, which only 30 years from now. For us who a bit grown up, 30 years from now might not come, right? But for the students in the room, for sure you will live with it, right? You trying to, how can we be part of it, right? Turning this world into a better place to live for yourself, for your younger generation to come, right? In Thailand, we have set two important plans. The first plan is relating to increasing the use of renewable energy. The second plan is relating to how we turn the fossil fuel cars today into electric vehicles, right? And both renewable energy and electric vehicles, we of course do need batteries, right? Especially electric vehicles is the major driving force for better batteries. The clean and renewable energies also need batteries. Why? Because we know that the sun doesn't shine at night and winds doesn't blow all the time, right? So we need a sort of energy storage that can capture the energy and use it when we want to use them, right? So battery is a very important part of that. And for me in particular, as a material scientist, we're trying to do something that we're passionate about, right? We really like making new materials, making them into smaller nanotechnology and all that, the smaller things to become useful, right? For batteries, we talk about better batteries. We talk about they can store more energy. We say it's higher energy density. If it's related to a car, that means if you drive electric vehicles that contain high energy battery, it means you can drive longer before stopping at the charging station and recharge, right? Safety is important because, to be honest, batteries are dangerous, right? They explosive, right? You probably have seen battery catch on fire on TV or on medias, right? So we have, as a scientist, right, we have to trying to make them more safer, right? The next aspect of better battery is power. The battery with power will allow you to, for example, for electric car, will allow you to charge faster, right? So that you don't have to wait for so long at the charging station. At the moment, probably you have to wait 40, 50 minutes if you drive electric vehicles and you stop by a charging station. But with new materials that allow you to fast charge, you probably have to wait for less than 5 minutes, right? And that will make your life much simpler, right? And of course, the very important key enabling for new technology is the cost, right? Having battery with longer cycle life and low cost are the keys, right? So today I will talk about probably two of the more important material for the future. These are going to be silicon materials and for sodium-ion batteries. Well, how do we do it at KKU, right? We trying to turn those waste. The first one is Lighthouse S. The second one is solar cells panel waste. So those contains similar things, right? In the Lighthouse and also in the solar cell panel waste, they contain what we call silicon, right? Saito Sensei also mentioned about, the third revolution of producing silicons, but those are used in electronic circuits, right, and improve a lot of AI and ICT-based technology. So this one also relating to those type of silicon, but with special features, right? I'll talk about those special features a bit later, okay? And for the last one is sodium salt, right? So this one, the people in Thailand call them rock salt. They're high deposit of these salts in the northeastern area of Thailand. So these will become very important ingredients for battery technology in the future for long cycle life at low cost, right? So the things that we're trying to do is that we do know all this, right? We do know that we do know that solar cell waste has silicon, right? But how do we make them into new technology that impact people, right? We know that Thailand, the majority of the people in the country are farmer, right? Right now, we actually sells rice, but this year is a little bit better because the price of the rice is quite high. But most of the times, the price are very fluctuating, right? We are really hoping that by creating these new materials, we can turn not just to zero waste, but also turn the benefit to the local people that grow rice. We want us to think as a farmer, as miners, right? They digging out the silicon, but not from the grounds, but from their rice, from their byproduct of their rice, right? So at KKU, basically what we do, or we applying our technology, right, and turn them into batteries. So we do have 2 batteries that we're working on at the moment. It's lithium-ion with the core technology of turning silicon into batteries, and also turning the other technology is sodium-ion. We're turning rock salts into batteries. The technology that we think why it's so important, because Thailand has set a goal to support EVs as well as renewable energy. We have given a lot of incentive for foreigners, companies to come to Thailand and produce batteries. At the moment, the plans is that by 2025, we probably need to import 10 millions of Thai bahts of the nanosilicon alone, just to produce enough batteries to support EV policy and also the renewable energy plan policy in Thailand. So this is a lot of money, and hopefully that can still be beneficial for the local people, and still beneficial for people in Thailand, right? We have this technology that can turn the silicon from those 2 sources to nanosilicon, and in a sustainable way and naturally friendly way, right? So this one is not very important, but just to show the students that when we do something, we need to be able to convince other people that what we have done are important, right? Those award, patents, and international recognition is just part of it, right? It's part of it. So it's not necessary that you have to do it, but once you do it, you convince people that you have done something right for other people as well, right? So for example, for the nanosilicon from Highness technology that KKU is developing right now is under validation by several lithium-ion battery manufacturers in the local country, with the partnership with the our friends from Japan, and other people that are helping us just promoting and trying to commercialize the technology, right? And by doing that, we hope that we can help local people more together with our friends, okay? Also, the other ones that we turn solar cell waste into nanosilicons, but this in a different form. I'm not sure if you guys know graphene, right? Graphene is a two-dimensional structure of carbon, but silicene is a two-dimensional structure of silicon. And this one is our technology that we can do at KKU, and trying to make this into a larger and larger commercial scale. This will reduce the dumping of the solar cell waste into the landfill, and will in the near future be scaling up and in large production. For sodium technology, we touched a little bit because this technology basically can potentially be inexpensive compared to lithium ions. We know that the cars at the moment, electric vehicles are expensive because the battery are very expensive. Lithium ion battery are expensive. It costs maybe 2/3 of the cost of the car at the moment, right? So if we can do something and apply our technology as well as our local resources and help the reduction of those price in the future, right? We can be beneficial more, right? So for sodium ion batteries, the technology is very similar to lithium ion, but since it's used less transition metals, right? It used less expensive metals to produce, so it's become more inexpensive and will be more sustainable because it doesn't use cobalt, right? It will be safe and hopefully can be applied more and more in other large-scale applications, not just the battery for car, but maybe for storing the energy from the grid, renewable energy, solar and wind as well. Okay, so for what we have done at KKU, right? We are very lucky that we have these facilities that the government has put us into the situation that they want us to help facilitate the technology from lab scale to pilot scale and to commercialize. So we have the facility that we can do the battery. We can do battery production, making from powders to cells and then to application at KKU, right? So it's a small facilities, but it can do many things, and hopefully it can help facilitating many new technology and new material developments, especially for batteries and energy storage in Thailand. So these are just some of the example of the batteries and products that we try to show the people that just for the tiny little nanoparticles, we can turn to something very useful, right? We turning waste and salts into something very useful, the gold mines of the sustainable energy at KKU. So this is a 1-minute video, so I'll just let you watch what we have done at KKU. May it please Your Royal Highness, and thank you everyone for your attention.